Hi guys, and welcome to another Hero of the Week. This time it's Natalie Fleet, a Labour MP. So with the grooming gang scandal front and centre at the moment, the government seem to be moving forward with both the findings of the previous inquiry and are setting up a second one. But Reform UK and the Conservatives are trying to take advantage of the situation as much as possible in what they see as a risk to the government. Natalie, as you'll hear, is somebody who went through the horrible ordeal herself and then went on to fight for women as an MP. So she was rightly disgusted to hear comments Kemi Badenoch made about the whole situation, showing once again a cynicism from the Conservatives towards the victims. Have a listen to this.
Kemi Badenoch there, you just overheard as you came into the studio, has been very critical of your colleague, Jess Phillips, the safeguarding minister, calling her the worst safeguarding minister ever. What's your response to that?
I'm angry. I'm really, really angry, and that's why I am here today. So as somebody who has been groomed, I didn't think that I should ever be in Parliament. The reason that I am in Parliament is because of people like Jess Phillips. Jess has not only told me that I am not responsible for my experience, she said that Parliament would benefit people like me being in it. And I look at Keir and I think that we've got people that take it really seriously. The stuff he did around Rochdale, the stuff Jess did in 20 years for Women's Aid. The first person that reached out to me in my constituency was somebody who had been raped and waited 4 years and 5 months from rape to prosecution. The Home Secretary came to meet that woman. This is a government that is absolutely committed to halving violence against women and girls. And then we've got a leader of the opposition that, for point-scoring reasons, dares to send an email out to Conservative members saying that they have won. How has anybody won in this absolutely abhorrent situation that we are in? As a teenage girl, I was told, like many girls up and down the country, whether in Bradford, whether in Rotherham, this is your fault, this is your doing, and this is going to impact you for the rest of your life. You have let yourself down, you've let your family down, and if, like me, you have children, you've let them down too. You know, when Kemi Badenoch was the Minister for Women and Equalities, she never met one grooming victim. She didn't speak about it in Parliament. Last Parliament, we spoke about football more often than we spoke about rape. We now, thank God, have a government that is treating violence against women and girls as the national emergency that it is. We have a government that is implementing recommendations from the J report, that is getting an expert in Baroness Casey to look into what's happened. And then when she says, you know, this is really dodgy and we need to be doing something about it, we are absolutely doing something about it. And then you've got a leader of the opposition that comes out and says to people like me, we won, because she's done some cheap point scoring in the chamber or on the media round. She has no idea. I do not know how she dare.
Wonderful. Yeah, and I actually want to say kudos to GB News on this rare occasion for allowing Natalie to speak, because this is really important. Now, what she has said here is completely correct. The Conservatives, when they were in power, they refused to implement the findings of the J report. Kemi Badenoch refused to meet with victims of the grooming gangs. Why did she do that? Because she didn't care about them. They were not politically useful to her at the time. Now she's doing media rounds. She's putting out lots of videos on social media about her meeting with the victims and the families of the victims, and allowing them to, to speak to her and for her to listen to their concerns and listen to what they've gone through. She's using them as a political football, and to send out an email to members of the Conservative Party to say, we won, tells you everything you need to know. They see it as a tool. They see it as a game. They see it as a battle, not to benefit the victims, to benefit the Conservative Party. We got one over on the government. We have the government where we want them. We want to bring down this government. We're doing it bit by bit. It's not about the victims. It never was about the victims. If Kemi Badenoch truly cared about the victims, she would have met with them when she was in power, when her government was in power, her party was in power. She was a minister a cabinet minister. Did she bring up the issue of grooming gangs? No, she didn't. When she was in Parliament, did she bring up the issue of the grooming gangs? No, she didn't. Because once again, they didn't care because it didn't serve their purposes. The same with the winter fuel allowance. The Conservatives only care about pensioners when they can use them. They only care about the poor when they can use them. They only care about any different group when they can use them. It's cynical. It needs to be called out. Now, I don't think Kemi Badenoch's actually going to benefit from this. There may be a bit of a boost for the Conservatives in the short term, but they're not going to benefit in the long term. People, I think, are starting to realise that Kemi Badenoch is an empty suit. She doesn't represent anything apart from what can we benefit from today. And it's going to result in the Conservatives being punished at the next election, and rightly so. So it's very brave of Natalie to come out and say these things. It's brave of her to call out the Conservatives in this way as well. She's not doing it for point scoring. She's already, her party's in power. There's no advantage in trying to score points here. What needs to be happening is the focus put on the victims here, not on the politicians. So we need to hear less about Keir Starmer and right-wing bandwagons. We need to hear less about Kemi Badenoch and her winning, or Nigel Farage pretending to care about the victims. And the focus should be on the victims and improving the situation for them, making sure that justice is served. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.